Alright, how you going? This is going to be my tutorial on how to skin for Rfactor 2. Probably going to be about a 20 odd minute tutorial. I can't make them much shorter than that because there's a little bit involved. Go through everything, the DDS plugin you need for Photoshop, and making mass files, file name, and then putting it into the folder so you can see it in game. You can see here we've got the normal car skins that come with the game, and this is the one that I race, the skin that I've done. Yeah, I like it. Looks good in game, and yeah, that's about it. So let's get into it. Alright, DDS plugin. Get your browser going. Search for DDS plugin. NVIDIA site. Download. Load here. 32-bit, 64-bit for your operating systems. I'm running 64. I'll download that one. It's quick because I've already downloaded it. Should happen. Save file. There we go. It's an exe, so it'll be a self-install like that. I've already installed it, so no more of me doing it again. But it'll just go through the riggers, bung it into the plugins folder for you, and yeah, then you can have the option to save as a DDS format, which we'll need for doing the Rfactor 2 skins. Okay, Photoshop, doing a skin. I'll put the link in the description for the downloading of the templates, where we get them from. But basically, yeah, once you got your template, I've got mine here. We'll open it up. This is your basic template. All we do is we're going to do it quick. So yeah, pick a colour. So I like funky blue, something like that. That'll do. Paint the car. Paint bucket tool. Right, we're going to do new layer. And I'll show you that too. So what we'll do is we'll label it paint. That way, with all your layers in here and stuff that's going on, you know where to find it. And order of layers too. That if you want to, you can move the layer up to the top. So anything on the top layer will show first. So also too, you can cycle through the other layers. So I'm bringing up the door handles, wireframe, and wireframe for the whole car to help with the shape of it. You'll be able to see how it's basically going to look when it's on the car. Anyway, keep it basic. So yeah, we've got that. Got our paint. So bang, I've just painted the car all the same colour. Yeah. Now we want to make some more layers on it, basic things. So yeah, bring up the folder again. I've already got some pictures here. We'll put on a cool pattern. We'll go open it up with Photoshop. Basically, what I do is it's easy. Select all. Copy. Then we'll go back to ours. We'll go paste. Go back to the pointer tool, and now we can put like a frame on the car. Let's see how it's faded in with the dark at the bottom. I think that'll look better at the bottom of the car, so for the side of the car. So what we can do is go edit, free transform. Now you can transform this in any direction, but if you want to keep the aspect ratio, then you've got to lock it off. So, but I'm not fussed about that. So if I lock it off, it'll change. Keep the aspect ratio. But if you get rid of that, we can stretch it and move it in any direction. And we can also spin it. You can also do this by selecting it and go flip horizontal and vertically. So I'm thinking that's looking alright. What I might be able to do is we might fade it in like the other skin that I've done. So I'll stretch it out like that and say that is right. Now, so we don't want any of this on the top of the car as yet. We'll sort that out later. So what I'll do is I'm going to press Alt and mouse wheel in so we can zoom in. Now press spacebar. We can move it around. Now I want to get rid of all this over here, and also to layer it. I'll call it left hand side skin. Done. And then now down here, know where that layer is. We can go back to it. I'm going to get the eraser tool. We'll size it up so we can get rid of this rather quickly. Not even do the hardness. So we've got a nice sharp edge, 100% sharpness. That's where we've got to zoom in to help this out. Alt, and we'll zoom right in. So you want to I'm just going to do this rough and quick so we know what we're doing. Now we've done that side of the car. Like my skin, I want to fade it in and look pretty cool from the front to the back. And go back to the eraser, so up here, take it down, get the size. I might do that, and then we'll take the hardness right down. And if you see, like clicking the mouse button, we can blend and fade this in. So that's that side. So now, if we want to do that, copy this. Now what we've done is so it looks exactly the same on the other side. Get in here and we'll right click on that. We'll go, where is it? Duplicate the layer. Duplicate layer. Okay, now you can see there we've got skin, left hand side skin copy. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go right hand side skin. Done. Go back to the tool. Bang. We grab that layer. We can move it up here. What we're going to do is we're going to flip her over, edit, transform, and flip vertical. And if we see here, we can drag it over. And now to fine tune it, you can use the arrow keys to move it around a little bit. And have a look, that's sort of in the same position. I use reference points like these. See, that triangle's a little bit different. and move it down, move it up a bit, and now we can see there that on the filler cap there looks the same. Got there, pretty happy with that. So now that's skinned on there. So that one's that. So if we want to do the roof and try and make the pattern line up, we can go back to this one again, copy it again, and go back here. Once we paste it in, it'll create another layer, and we'll call it roof. And there it is, new layers popped up. We'll call it roof skin. Done. Now, looking here, so we don't want the black in there. We've got a little bit of blue in there. What we might try and do is line these ones up. It's never going to work out with a pattern like this, but you always do your best to make it look fairly close. We can always stretch it out too and see what we can do. Let's stretch it out that way a little bit as well. Might stretch it out a little bit more so we can get rid of that black on that side. I reckon that doesn't look too bad. And select that. Now go back to the eraser tool. Hardness. When you totally want to get rid of it. And now it's not going to delete that old layer. We're only going to be working off this layer that we're using now. So any other layer won't get affected by the actions that I'm choosing. So might leave that one on the back of that car there. You can see here too, we've got bits on those layers we're going to have to get rid of as well. Like I said, I'm not going to be perfect with this. Alright, yeah, I've got that. We'll just go back and fix that up. Right hand side skin, we'll just get rid of these bits. I'll do it. Go back to the roof skin. Now we might look at just moving it around a little bit, see if we can get it to line up somewhat with what's on the other side of the cars. To be honest with you, for this purpose, I think that's not going to look too bad. So yeah, that's alright. We can do the bonnet. So yeah, just remember you got all your bits and pieces here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a couple of logos on. I'll bring that up again. There, I drink beer. Like I've done before. Also too, another tip, like when you download a PNG, portable network graphic file, they're pretty good if you can find those ones, like this one. Open that one up. It should have a an opaque background to work with, which is good, because then you see there the squares on it. Means it's got see-through background, so that's pretty good. Means we can stick that sticker straight on. What we'll do is select all. I'm not too good with these shortcuts, we'll just use the mouse. Select all, copy, go back to this one, and we'll paste it. And there it is. Notice we've got a new layer there too. We'll name it. We'll go logo, left hand side. Yeah, we can change it, shape it as we did before, which we might do just quickly. Pre-transform, and if you want to keep it looking the way it is without warping it, we'll lock the aspect ratio and put on a little bit of a bend like that, and we'll make it a bit bigger. That looks pretty good. Problem is though, you got to remember too that when we put this wording on the other side of the car, the logo is going to end up the back here. It's going to go the opposite way, so got to remember to give ourselves a little bit of room for that, possibly. But that looks pretty cool. Done. So now to get the margins, everything right again. I just duplicate the layer again. No, we can name it here too. We'll go logo, right hand side. There it is, popped up. Magic. We'll go up here. See, now we need to flip it in a couple of directions. We need to flip it horizontally to go that way, and then so we can read it, it's going to have to be flipped vertically as well. There we go. Now we're going to have to change the free transform again. Just going to rotate it, move it around until it fits. I think too here you see you can remember too, so it shows the degrees that you've got from the other side. That's another tip to look for. So I think if we call that one it, once you rotate it, usually remember the degrees for this one and try and match it up on that one, but that doesn't look too bad. No one's going to tell from either side of the car unless you can split your eyeballs out and look at both sides at the same time. Anyway, yeah, look, so far I reckon that looks pretty basic. Now what we're going to do is, like I always do, is I'm going to save it. Skin template, original template. Yeah, what we're going to do is just going to call it the test temp. I'm just going to save it in the Photoshop files for the time being, so we've got a copy of it so we can work on. And there it is there, test template. That way we can, if we stuff up too badly, we can always go back and grab it again. Rightio, so now we need to save this as a DDS file so we can use it in the game, transfer it over. So if we go save as, we need to go into here. One step I've missed. What we need to do is because it's not going to work in layers, we need to flatten it, which is under layers, flatten image. Okay, so now we've flattened the whole thing down to a flat pack. Now we can save as, we can go to the DDS plugin that we've installed in Photoshop, and where's it putting it? Back into that folder. That's alright, whatever folder you want to work out of, and we'll click save. We'll talk about naming of the folders. Probably, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to name them right now. I'll go into the naming of them when we go into stuff like that, but yeah, we'll just call it test temp alt. You've got to have alt in there for the game to see it, to say that's your alternate skin for the car. We'll get into that soon about making a new file and creating a new directory in the game so we can actually add these into one of the existing cars that's already there. So let's save that. I want to make sure it's in DTX5. There's lots of options here, but save it in the DTX5, and that's basically it. There we are. It's generating the file. Just wait for that to sort itself out. Once the little symbol's gone, it means it's been created. And then we can go into opening up and creating a mass file in the game with the Rfactor mass utility. And then we'll be ready to dump it into the folder, into the directory we've made in the game, and we'll be able to see the car in the game. Alright. Alright, getting the mass file going. Got our Rfactor 2 launcher going. I'm going to open up this, which is the mass utility. Now what we're going to do is going to get that folder where we had we put our skins. That one, no. There we go. There's the skin. And see, we've got Windows. We've got all the files that you need. We're going to dump into this mass utility with the proper names in them, and yeah, basically this will create the file. So we'll save it back into here, and then I'll show you where to dump it into the folder. But at the moment, yeah, I'm going to do this. Then we're going to go into the actual Rfactor game and create a another directory in one of the cars. So we've got a folder for us to dump this into. So we've got an alternate car skin in the game. So what we'll just grab this, dump it in here, and we're going to save it back into this folder so we can find it. So go file, save file, skin template, Gussie. It's just remembering where I was before my template. My mass isn't there, so what we're going to do is template, FGX template, and then we're gonna name it the same. So it'll be test temp alt. Now that'll save it into the mass file. One moment, and now if we notice that we've dumped it in there, and there it is, test temp alt dot mass file. Now it contains all the info that Rfactor needs to do the game. Alright, now yeah, we've chucked everything into our folders, created our directory, which is here, and now we should be able to start up the old Rfactor game and see our skin. So we'll check it out. Car. There's the one I usually drive. Anyway, where were we? Penske. That one there. Tuning. And there it is. Look at that. Not too shabby. So it's all blended in. Looking quite sharp. Tried to line it up, like I said, when we're skinning. These, using a pattern like this, these are the hardest bits to get right when you're using a pattern. So you have to come up with something yourself to try and work it out, or not use a pattern like I have. But the patterns can look quite good. It just takes a little bit more work to get it right. You can see on the flat pack on the different parts of the car. Now it's not going to blend in, so it's up to you how you do it. But I'll show you mine. Yeah, that's my skin there, and I've tried to make a little bit of an effort to blend it in. You can still see the seams on the car, but I tell you what, when she's on the track, no one knows better. It doesn't look any different. Looks quite good when you're racing around. So yeah, have fun skinning. Thanks for watching. Now remember, if you see more videos, smash that like button and hit subscribe, and yeah, I'll keep some more videos going like this. Lots of different stuff. So, that's it. Catch ya.